Hello students, welcome to another video of number theory. Today we are going to discuss some theorems. First theorem is, statement of the first theorem is x is congruent to y modulo mi. X is congruent to y modulo mi, where I running from suppose 1 to up to n, that is x is congruent to y mod m modulo m1, x is congruent to y modulo m2 up to x is congruent to y modulo mn, if and only if x is congruent to y modulo least common multiple of m1 m2 up to mn, that is if x is congruent to y modulo mi, that is x is congruent to y modulo m1, x is congruent to y modulo m2 up to x is congruent to y modulo mn. This implies that if x is congruent to y modulo mi, that is all I running from 1 to n, x is congruent to y modulo m1, that is m1 divides x minus y, x is congruent to y modulo m2 implies m2 divides x minus y up to mn, all mi divides x minus y. If and only if x is congruent to y modulo least common multiple of these all mi's, that is m1 m2 up to mn. This implies if and only if x is congruent to y modulo least common multiple of all n integers, that is m1 m2 up to mn. First of all, you have to prove that if x is congruent to y modulo mi, then x is congruent to y modulo LCM of mi, and secondly we are going to show that if x is congruent to y modulo least common multiple of mi's, then x is congruent to y modulo mi. So first part of the proof is, suppose that x is congruent to y modulo mi. Assume that this is the proof. Assume that x is congruent to y modulo mi, I running from 1 to up to n, that is x is congruent to y modulo m1, x is congruent to y modulo m2 up to x is congruent to y modulo mn. This gives us, by using definition of congruence, we can write this mi divides x minus y for each I running from 1 to up to n, that is m1 divides x minus y, m2 divides x minus y up to mn divides x minus y. This says that we can say from this that this x minus y is multiple of mi, since we can write it as x minus y is equals to, this is by definition of congruence, and we can write by definition of divisibility as x minus y is equals to mi times some k, by definition of this I running from where, I running from 1 to up to n, and by using definition of divisibility we can write it as, this gives us, this is x minus y is equals to mi times k, that is x minus y is equals to m1 k, x minus y is equals to m2 times some integer, x minus y is equals to m3 times some integer. This gives us x minus y is multiple of m1 m2 up to mn, all mi's, x minus y is multiple of mi. This gives us x minus y is multiple of m1, also x minus y is multiple of m2. This x is congruent to y modulo mi for each I running from 1 to n. So x minus each mi divides x minus y, that is x minus y is multiple of each mi, that is x minus y is multiple of m1, x minus y is multiple of m2 up to x minus y is multiple of mn, is multiple of m2 up to x minus y is multiple of mn, x minus y is multiple of mn, is multiple of mn. This gives us, we can say from these n steps that x minus y is common multiple of all these, since x minus y is multiple of m1, again x minus y is multiple of m2, also x minus y is a multiple of m3, up to x minus y is multiple of mn. This gives us x minus y is common multiple of all mi's, that is m1, m2, mn. The x minus y is common multiple of this m1, m2 up to mn. This gives us x minus y is common multiple of x minus y is common multiple of m1, m2 up to mn. But we know that by definition of least common multiple, we know that least common multiple divides common multiple. By definition of least common multiple, we know that the least LCM divides common multiple, since least common multiple is least, smallest among all the common multiples, and if there exists another common multiple, then our LCM divides that common multiple. So this LCM divides common multiple gives us least common multiple of m1, m2 up to mn. The notation of LCM is least is square bracket, least common multiple of m1, m2 up to mn divides common multiple. This x minus y is common multiple. So therefore, by using definition of congruence, we can write x is congruent to y modulo this LCM. By definition of congruence, by using definition of congruence, we can write x is congruent to y modulo LCM of m1, m2 up to mn. LCM of m1, m2 up to mn. Now conversely, we are going to prove that if x is congruent to y modulo LCM, that is, conversely suppose x is congruent to y modulo LCM of m1, m2 up to mn, m1, m2 up to mn, then we are going to prove that x is congruent to y modulo mi. From this congruence, we can say that this LCM of m1, m2 up to mn is a one integer, and this integer is least common multiple of these all integers, that is that number. Suppose if we consider that number as, suppose this number m1, m2, LCM of m1, m2 up to mn is least common multiple, is a least common multiple. This is a least common multiple of m1, m2 up to mn. That is, this is a one integer, and this integer is least common multiple. This means this list LCM is multiple of m1, again this LCM is multiple of m2, this LCM is multiple of mn. That is, all these numbers divides this m1, m2, mn. That is, this gives us mi divides this LCM, that is the LCM of m1, m2 up to mn for each I running from 1 to up to mn. Since this integer, this LCM is least common multiple, first of all, this LCM is common multiple of these numbers. This number is multiple of this m2 and multiple of mn. This gives us, therefore this number is least common multiple of this number, implies m1 divides this number, m2 divides this number, similarly up to mn divides this number for each I running from 1 to up to n. Also we know that we are going to prove that x is congruent to y modulo mi. From this step we can't say that this x is congruent to y modulo mi. For that we must prove that mi divides x minus y, but here we get mi divides this LCM, and from this congruence we have x is congruent to y modulo m1, m2 up to mn. Also we know the result, we know that if A is congruent to, the result is if A is congruent to B modulo m, B modulo m, and D divides m, and D divides m, that D is positive integer, then A is congruent to B mod D. By using this result, here x is congruent to y modulo LCM, and each mi divides this LCM, so therefore x is congruent to y modulo mi. By using this result, we get, therefore we get x is congruent to y modulo mi. Here I running from 1 to up to n, hence the proof of this theorem. Now next theorem is if statement of the next theorem is if ax is congruent to ay modulo m, ax is congruent to ay modulo m if and only if x is congruent to y modulo m upon GCD of a and m upon GCD of a and m. X is congruent to ay modulo m if and only if x is congruent to ax is congruent to ay modulo m if and only if x is congruent to y modulo m by GCD of a and m. Now first of all we are going to assume this and prove this. Assume that in the proof, assume that ax is congruent to ay modulo m, and our claim is x is congruent to y modulo m upon GCD of a and m. To prove this, we are going to suppose this GCD of, let this GCD of a and m be t, so we can write simply as, let GCD of a and m is equals to, suppose, d, GCD is d, since this ax is congruent to ay modulo m, since ax is congruent to ay mod m. By using definition of congruence, we can write m divides ax minus ay by definition of congruence. By using definition of divisibility, or we can take a common here, so m divides a into x minus y. Simplifying this, we get, now using definition of divisibility, we can write a into x minus y is equals to m into some k by definition of divisibility. Now dividing both side by d, we get a upon d into x minus y is equals to m upon d into k. This is dividing by d, from dividing by d. This division, because we are going to prove that x is congruent to y modulo m upon GCD of a and m, and GCD of a and m is considered as d. So dividing by d, we can write it as a upon GCD of a and m, since GCD of a and m is equals to 1, and we are going to prove x is congruent to y modulo m upon GCD of a and m. For that, we must prove that m upon GCD of a and m divides x minus y. So from this step we can write this m upon d divides this term by definition of divisibility. By using definition of divisibility, we can write this m by d, since m by d into some integer is equals to this term, so this gives us m upon d m upon d divides a upon d into x minus y into x minus y. But we have considered GCD of a and m is equals to d. By using the result GCD of ab is equals to d, then GCD of a upon d comma b upon d is equals to 1. We can write by using the result here m by d divides a by d into x minus y. But we are going to prove that m by GCD of a and m divides x minus y, that is m by d divides x minus y. To prove this m by d divides x minus y, we must get the GCD of these two numbers, that is m by d and a by d is equals to 1. Then we can clearly say that m by d divides x minus y. Since GCD of a and m is equals to d, we have considered the GCD. Since GCD of a and m is equals to d, this gives us GCD of a upon d and m upon d is equals to 1 is equals to 1. This is by result. The result was discussed in previous theorems, that is GCD of ab is equals to d, then GCD of a by d and b upon d is equals to 1. This is by using this result. Now here we get GCD of a by d and m by d is equals to 1. So GCD of a by d and m by d is equals to 1. Then clearly this m by d divides x minus y. Since we have the result a divides b into c and GCD of ab is equals to 1, then a divides c. Using this result we can say that m by d divides x minus y. Therefore by theorem was if a divides bc and GCD of ab is equals to 1, then a divides c. Using this theorem we can write m by d divides x minus y, and using definition of congruence we can write it as x is congruent to y modulo m upon d, but our d is equals to GCD of a and m, hence we can write it as x is congruent to y modulo m upon GCD of a and m. Hence the first part is proved. Now to prove second part, we are going to consider this step and we are going to prove that ax is congruent to ay modulo m. Now conversely suppose x is congruent to y modulo m upon GCD of a and m, and our claim in this case is ax is congruent to ay mod m. Ax is congruent to ay mod m. Now suppose this GCD of a and m is equals to d, that is we have supposed earlier in this proof is GCD of a and m is equals to d. So this x is congruent to y modulo m by d can be written as x is congruent to y modulo m upon GCD of a and m can be written as x is congruent to y modulo m upon d, since d is GCD of a and m. This gives, or by using definition of congruence we can write it as m by d divides x minus y. M by d divides x minus y. So using this is by definition of congruence, by using the definition of congruence. Now using definition of divisibility we can write x minus y is equals to m by d into some k, where k is an integer by definition of divisibility. This is by definition of divisibility. But we are going to prove ax is congruent to ay modulo m, that is for this step we must get m divides ax minus ay. Here we get x minus y. So multiplying both side by a, we can write it as multiplying both sides by a, we get ax minus ay is equals to m into a into k divided by d, or we can write it as m into sum k prime. Ax minus ay is equals to m into sum k prime, and where k prime is equals to ak by d. Ak by d is again an integer. So ax minus ay is equals to m k prime gives us m divides ax minus ay. This gives us m divides ax minus ay, and using definition of congruence we can write it as ax is congruent to ay modulo m. Hence the proof of second statement. In the second statement we have supposed x is congruent to y modulo m by GCD of a and m, and we are going to prove ax is congruent to ay modulo m. In this proof we have considered GCD of a and m. GCD of a and m is equals to d. So we can write this congruence as x is congruent to y modulo m by d, and using definition of congruence we can write m by d divided 6 minus y, and using definition of divisibility on this we can write x minus y is equals to m by d times k. Multiplying both side we get ax minus ay is equals to m ak by d, and taking this multiplication, this integer as k prime, we can write ax minus ay is equals to m k prime, and hence we can write m divides ax minus b ay. So by using definition of congruence we can write ax is congruent to ay modulo m. Hence the proof of this theorem.